everyone, it's Martin, and today we're taking a look at the brand new Amazfit GTR smartwatch. Now Amazfit is part of 𝗬𝗏𝗧 and 𝗬𝗏𝗧 is part of Xiaomi. So therefore some people might call it the Xiaomi Amazfit GTR smartwatch. But for this review it doesn't matter, so let's jump right into it. The new GTR model from Amazfit comes in two sizes. You have the 42mm and you have the 47mm version. This one. The 47mm relates to the size of the dial, and to me that is a very big plus, because finally they have a bigger dial, as I'm personally not a big fan of the relatively smaller dials because it looks a little bit more female-ish. Now besides the change in size, they also went with a different smartwatch concept. The looks changed a bit to a more professional design, and the display is not transflective anymore, but rather an AMOLED panel with a resolution of 454 by 454 pixels. Now before we continue with the things that might come across your mind, the readability and the battery life, because it remains an AMOLED panel, I would like to ask you to subscribe to the channel and to turn on notifications so you get notified whenever there is a new video posted. And now that we have that out of the way, the first thing that I can tell you right away is that the display is gorgeous. Even in bright sunlight it is easy to read it and the brightness can go pretty high. Now regarding the battery life, at the highest setting it does consume a lot of energy, but on average I'm getting between 5 to 7 days of usage with just the sleep tracker enabled. There is, however, a very strange thing happening to the battery, because the battery drops significantly faster when you expose it directly to the sun and when you're in a warm country compared to normal weather conditions, like for example the Dutch weather. At least more than I expected when we were on a holiday in Greece. The software running on this watch is in-house developed by Amazfit and Xiaomi, and therefore it has some strings attached. With the latest software update 1.3.4.11, they finally added the always on display feature and removed some of the lag that was happening while scrolling through the UI. There is still some lag though, but it's now substantially less than it was before. There's also more watch faces available than ever before, and the GPS fix is now pretty fast as well, but yet it could be a bit more precise. And for those wondering, you can connect it to Strava, but you cannot connect it to Google Fit or Apple Health, for example. With the Mi Band 4, linked here in the top right corner, for you to check it out after watching this video, I had the feeling that Xiaomi rushed things a bit too much, but with the GTR, I don't have this feeling at all. The sleep tracker, for example, looks to be a bit more precise than the Mi Band, and also the same counts to the heart rate. Luckily, both Xiaomi and Amazfit have pretty good track records of updating frequently their devices, so in the near future I'm pretty sure that even more interesting updates will arrive. I would still love to see a version where Google's Wear OS is installed on a Xiaomi and Amazfit device, but that is probably very unlikely to happen. I really like the Amazfit GTR, its design, its professional look and increased dial size. And on top of that we have a bright and great looking AMOLED panel, it's 5 ATM waterproof, and the swimming feature is added as well. The activity tracker, the sleep and the heart rate monitor also look to be a bit more precise than the Mi Band 4, which is a warm welcome. The feature that I personally like a lot and use most often is this button over here, as it allows you to set some quick access to, for example, notifications or your activities. The only downside is that you can't access it anywhere else than from the home screen. The battery, however, is a tricky one. On one hand, it is good, but on the other hand, it is a very tricky one. If you turn on sleep plus automatic heart rate detection plus the highest brightness of the display, plus you do some sport activities and you have GPS running, it runs out of juice in no time. And then there are a couple of minor things that could be improved easily by Amazfit and Xiaomi with a software update. For example, the GPS could be a bit more precise as mentioned before. There is still a little bit of lag in the UI. Emojis are not supported in the notifications. You can't reply or enable quick replies to notifications, for example. And some of you might miss the integration with other apps like Google Fit, and there is no storage for music. But to end this video on a positive note, The Amazfit GTR is often available for less than 130 euros, which offers a great value for the price that you pay, and you can't really complain about anything over here. If you're interested in this smartwatch, make sure you check the video's description because I will put some links to international resellers. Alright guys, that's it for today. I hope you got some new insights for this very interesting product from Amazfit. If you have some comments, questions or remarks, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm always quite active down there. And don't forget to give the video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and then I hope to see all of you in the next one.